Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot by Tilly Walden. Website is liminal11.com. Feel free to check that out if you'd like to. I think this is a pretty cool deck. Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. There's a website for that. Hayhouse.com, no, hayhouseradio.com is there. I think if you take out radio, I still think it'll pull you in. I haven't checked out that website, but if you do, I think it'll give you links to go check other things out. I don't remember seeing it, though. But of course, if you look up Sandra Ann Taylor and Energy Oracle Cards, you should find some good stuff if you're looking for it. Okay, what do we have for Aries? Ooh, your card. The Emperor card. So we have extra cards over here, and we'll get to those when we need to, I'm sure. What do we end? Okay, it's what we're going towards. Should I start off with them? Why should we start? This is where this is going to end up. So I feel like we're kind of like, before we get too far down the road, everything that's about to happen, this is where it's going to lead to. You got the Prince of Swords, which is a lot of chatter sometimes. I keep getting people have to say what people have to say. People need to be heard. So this might be a lot about people they just have to feel heard. They need to say their 2 cents. The thing is, whatever this overall situation is, I'm getting it pretty much going to stay the same with the Ten of Pentacles. It also feels very secure. It feels like we went through a lot of stuff and it didn't really change anything with that Five of Swords backing it up. People have to say what they have to say, but I feel like to you it might feel like we went through all this went on, nothing really changed, it's all pretty much the same. It does seem like it's having an effect. It also seems like I feel like you're securing what's yours. You're making sure you're safe and that the people around you stay safe. You are doing your job to keep things where they need to stay. So I don't think you're going to lose anything in this. I feel like when I'm seeing it, because there's a little pink in that, and when that really strikes out to me, it's kind of like, I don't feel like this is going to be a bad situation with the root chakra, because sometimes it talks about survival energy, but I feel like what they're saying is like, you're going to keep what you have. You're not going to lose anything in this situation. I don't know about gaining, but you're not going to lose anything. So that's where we're heading, and it feels like if we can just put this in perspective, we see where things are going, and we don't get too upset when nothing really changes. Because I feel like maybe you want to change. Aries seems to be more open to change. This isn't going to... I feel like this is what's not going to happen. There's a really good outcome. We're expecting a big change. I'm really excited about this change. What I'm getting is I don't think it's going to happen. I feel like we're trying to set you up in a good way. Kind of like, I can understand if you're expecting something really good to come your way, and you're really like, all right, I'm accepting the change. I'm ready for it. I'm thinking great things are going to happen. I got my bags packed. I'm ready to go. And then you're like, well, this happened. So not only is the flight not happening, but you're not going anywhere. That's going to kind of bend you out of shape. So they're kind of like, keep it in your head, keep it in mind that this may not happen. Especially if you're really excited about it, because these two cards together, it's like I'm really excited for the change. So I feel like they're trying to set you up in the sense of like, before you get too excited, let's not. I mean, I feel like for Aries, this is better because if you see it for the truth before you get into it, like I don't want to get all excited and get everything together and then nothing happens. That's going to tick me off. There's a lot of weird energy here. What are you coming up against? Like, what is that? People are fighting something. I don't know if they're fighting you. 3 of Pentacles. Putting a lot of effort in with the High Priestess. I like the High Priestess card, but what I'm getting is like putting a lot of effort into something that's failing. Trying to like see the truth of it. They know it's not working out quite right, but they don't want to give up on it. And I feel like this is here. the Ace of Pentacles, it feels like this is coming up in the position of what's not working. They started something, but it's like planting something in the wrong spot. It's kind of like I want to say tomatoes need a lot of sunlight. It could be wrong. But for example, if you plant tomatoes in a spot that's constantly in shade, for example, they're going to fail because they need direct sunlight. I think tomatoes do. I'm not the best gardener, just to be fair. I haven't done it in a couple years, or a couple decades, to be fair. I want to say tomatoes need direct sunlight. Could be wrong. But for example, planting something in total shade that needs direct sun, they did something wrong. It seems like it should work. They got it just so far, and then wherever they put the roots to this situation, they had a little starter plant. They put it somewhere. They're like, oh, I want it there. That'll be perfect. I'll see it. It'll be great. I won't get too hot because it's in the shade. Yeah, the shade's also not going to work for this plant. Or another example, I'm going to use another gardening example, for example. Violets. From my understanding, you can't water them from the top. If you're going to be successful, the water has to come from the bottom. I think that is a plant that needs full shade. But for example, I think what kills violets is if you water them too much, you drown them. You have to let it water from the bottom. Like if you have a pot, you water it from the underneath where the dish is, where it catches the water, and the roots go down to the water and suck up the water. If you water them from the top, it kind of kills them off. It's just no. It's like it looks like it's going to work, but it's being taken care of incorrectly, so it's going to fail. That's the point. Instead of me just constantly beating it to death. But they seem to think this is going to work. They think this is going to heal the situation. Something is being started off incorrectly. The thing is, once they realize what they did wrong, I feel like there's a point where they realize, oh wait, this is going wrong. I'm taking care of this plant wrong, whichever one they were doing. Oh no, that's not right. Either that plant is in total shade and that's not going to work for that, or this plant is in the direct sunlight, even though it's only half the day. I'm watering it incorrectly, but it needs total shade, so I have to create total shade in some respect for this plant, and I gotta water it differently. So if it's like in a pot, you just move the pot somewhere where there's shade, and then you water it differently. They're gonna realize that they screwed something up, and that they have to fix what they're doing. That sun in the background makes me feel like they're going to figure out what's wrong and they're going to correct it. So instead of ditching their plans, they're going to update their plans. It's going to be a quick change when they do it, which quick changes are usually okay with Aries. But the thing is, I thought we were going to ditch this whole plan together and go a different direction, and I was on board with it. Like, okay, that's fine. Maybe you don't really care for tomatoes. Maybe violets just don't work for you. You're like, oh, okay, I didn't really care for that anyway, so going a totally different direction, I was ready for it. I'm on board with it. They make a different change. The morning card sometimes is like the chance to restart. It's like, especially when I see it with an ace, and these are unique to this deck, the morning and the night cards, but the morning is kind of like starting again in the morning. You know what, we didn't start this quite right. It wasn't quite right, but like, for example, maybe the tomato plant was only there for a couple weeks. We can dig it up, move it. It'll take a minute to recalibrate, but once it does, it'll be in full sunlight. We're in business. We're cool. Same thing with the violet. It's in a pot. It's just in the wrong spot. I'm going to move it, and I'm going to water it correctly this time. It's going to take a little time to heal, but after a couple weeks, bam, we're good. We're in business. They're going to restart the situation. They're not going to abandon. They're going to restart. I do see success coming for them. The situation will succeed. I also see you being very well taken care of in this situation. But I feel like what they did, like it's almost like we thought because everything was failing, we were going to have to scrap everything, and they got everybody going to scrap everything and go a whole totally different direction, like it was going to fail. And you were ready to handle this. You were like, well, I'm ready to move forward with that. With the Ace of Wands, like, okay, if it's not going to work, I'm ready to do the other way. Like, we need to give that up and do something totally different. All right, I'm preparing for it. I'm getting things together. I'm ready to travel. I'm ready to go. It's not happening. That's not happening. They're going to fix the problem. They're going to discover the problem. They're going to reconstitute it. Nothing's going to be lost, but it's kind of like, why did we get all excited and get everything ready like we were going to leave the whole farm? And truth is, we're not going to leave the farm. We just have to move things around so things grow properly. Then the farm will have success. Okay, the farm is great, so we're not going anywhere. I feel like it's just kind of like, all right, you know, if I knew we were going in that direction to begin with, if I knew that we were going to salvage and not just give up, I would have worked towards salvaging and not going a whole different direction. Now I put all this energy into going a different direction, which that was for nothing apparently. Wasted my time on that. That's why this reading might be coming to you. Like before you put in too much energy to go in a whole different direction, they're saying, wait up, let's give this person or this situation a chance to kind of recalibrate. Once it does, it's going to fix what's wrong, put it back in perspective. The healing will happen. It will happen. And once it does, we're going to, you know, double down on what we have and we're going to make it work. They just got to figure out what's going wrong first. You do have an energy of support. They're just saying be careful with it for now, which is the prince. Prince and princesses, they both, when I see that those names, whatever deck it is, I kind of feel like it bounces back and forth between page and knight. It depends on what's going on around the cards. In this, I'm saying, like, don't lead. Don't follow too closely. Like, take more of a I'll follow what they're doing and support it, but don't be over supportive. Kind of like wait for the moment, wait for this to kind of like reconstitute. When it's going to reconstitute in the correct direction where they're going to keep what they have, then go a little bit more gung-ho into it. But while they're kind of like, well, I don't think we're going to do this, I think we're going to scrap it, wait until they've chosen something and wait till they move forward with a new choice. Because it seems like that's not what's going to happen. We're going to keep what we have, they're going to keep what they have. So we don't want to put in a lot of effort in a place that's not going to go anywhere. Does that work? Are we good? I think that's why we started with the ending. They're like, before you put in too much energy into something that's not going to happen, let's hold back, reserve it, let them sort it out. Give them a minute to just kind of figure it out. And when they decide what they're going to actually do versus what they think they're going to do, then we move forward. I think that's, like, are you going to be able to see that? Are you going to be able to see, like, that they're kind of doubty? Or how's this going to come off to you when they're just kind of like, I think we're going to scrap it? How's that going to look to you? Six of Pentacles and the Moon card. You're going to realize that they're not really sure what they're doing, and they're just trying to barter it out, trying to make a better decision. When they don't seem to know what they're doing, that's what I'm saying. Hold back. Hold back. Don't try to help them figure it out. Let them figure it out. Just step back and let them figure it out. Don't try to help them figure it out, which may seem counterintuitive. Step back, let them sort it out, and once they've figured out where they're going to go, then support the direction they choose. Again, I feel like they're going to stick with what they have. Hopefully this makes it easier on Aries. I think we're good. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.